Hey guys, got a couple unboxings for you today. Both of these items are for my helmet. I have decided to go with the FMA Flux helmet instead of running two helmets. I actually sold the Maritime. I kind of compared the Maritime to this helmet and I really like the look and feel of this helmet a lot better. So these accessories I originally purchased for the Maritime build, but I'm going to slap them on the Flux and see how they work out. So this first one is a new Shroud, should be. I believe this is made by Tier None, but I've also seen them under different brands like Evolution Gear. Bought this off of an eBay store. So, open this up. So it is some Tier 1 branding. But these could be made by a single manufacturer and then sold under different names. But this is a replica of the newer version Ops Core skeleton shroud. Get it out here. Looks really nice. It's got the Ops Core logo. It is the metallic finish. Looks to be pretty high quality. So I think it'll look good against the helmet. I'm not a fan of how light this tan is and how light the tan on here is. And as you can see, I had to add some loop Velcro behind so that my Shroud or L4 G24 wouldn't wobble around in there. So I'm going to replace that with this, and I think it'll look quite a bit better against that color rather than the brighter Shroud there. Check out the hardware. They do include the rubber like gaskets that you put behind these things, which is really nice. So I'll probably get that installed and then see if I can get this installed as well, and then update this video with that. Next thing is a helmet cover. This is meant for a Maritime, but the Maritime is kind of a similar shape as far as the rails go with the Flux helmet that I have here, so hopefully this will fit. Get all this out of there. This is, I bought this from Spec Warfare Airsoft. They have an eBay page, so a lot of their items are on there. There's a coupon code if anybody wants to use it. I think that's for their website. 10% off. And here we have the TMC Maritime helmet mesh cover multicam. I think this is the only size that they sell it in, is large, extra large. And this is a replica of the Ops Core Maritime helmet cover, but those things are like $117 now, which is what I normally would have went with. So here's some discs for the Velcro, their generic TMC tags. And then here is the cover. And with this version, they went with Multicam Velcro. The Ops Core cover, I think they still use tan Velcro, but here we have Multicam Velcro, which I think actually looks really good. And for a Multicam helmet cover, I think I would prefer as much tan, or I mean as much Multicam rather than just using tan. But it looks like they did use the genuine tan Velcros, so kind of odd that they decided to go with the Multicam Velcro rather than doing a straight replica of the Ops Core, which still uses tan, to my knowledge. I don't think I've ever seen any that have Multicam Velcro, but I think it looks pretty good. Pretty much Multicam Velcro everywhere there. And then the front is just, this feels like, I want to say 500 denier Cordura, but you will have to poke holes through this to mount the Shroud on top of it. So that's that. Looks pretty good. It comes with everything you need to install it, and I think I'm just gonna try to ballpark this, I guess, until I take everything off to install it. So loose fitting, I think it'll probably fit pretty well, and we'll see, so stay tuned. Hey guys, so I got the helmet cover set up as well as the shroud, so I'm going to go over kind of my thoughts on the process and how this fits. This is the TMC Maritime cover. They only make this in large, extra large, and this is on a FMA M-Tech Flux replica. So as you can see, it fits pretty well actually, but there are some trouble areas that I'll go over. Take this off real quick. So I lined up the front before I poked the holes for the shroud, and that went pretty well. The width is about spot on with the Maritime width on the front, as you can see. Not a lot of bunching on the sides. I did notice the peak here, so it was a little uneven. As you can see, it's a little bit off, but that's not a big deal because my OpsCore Maritime cover, if you guys saw any videos of that, you noticed that it was a little bit off as well. So I did my best to line up the shroud with the Velcro, the top Velcro there, so it looks pretty decent, but again, this is a replica cover, and it's not really a big deal as long as the Velcro and the shroud are in a good spot on the helmet. Everything else is just camouflage or multicam, so not a big deal there. Moving back, I lined up the Velcro with the top of the rails as best as I could. I would prefer them a little bit further forward, but I really don't think I plan on mounting any patches or flags to the sides there, but I think it looks good. I really like the Multicam Velcro. I think it's a nice touch, but I don't think it's entirely accurate for the Maritime cover, but since this is a Flux helmet, it doesn't really bother me all that much. Moving back, you'll notice that I had to stretch these sides down, otherwise it was really loose up here on the corners because of the shape of the Flux rails, and that caused the middle of this Velcro area to kind of bunch up quite a bit, but it looks good. It's not super loose back here. This thing mounts on there just fine. It's not going anywhere, so I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's a nice helmet cover, inexpensive. Those of you who do have the Maritimes, this is definitely a good cover if you don't mind the Multicam Velcro. So yeah, there's that. This is pretty much almost done. The shroud fits really well. This thing fits very nicely in here. It doesn't wobble at all like it did on the shroud that came with the helmet. No wobble there. Everything works well there. Very nice looking shroud. I would say it's probably the best replica shroud that I've used so far. It looks good. The helmet cover looks good. And the last thing that I'm going to be adding to this are some Comtac 3s. So stay tuned for that. And as always, thanks for watching.